Chapter 3, The Wraith. This is a new one.
You're on a path in the wood, and here we go again. Off to slay her.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles.
I
just
wonder.
For the sake of it.
Come on, let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer.
Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start?
It probably is.
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work.
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
Wouldn't that get, I don't know, boring?
I mean, if all the characters except for me keep forgetting, then it's always a fresh experience.
Not if they're creative with it. Okay, so you've already been here. Twice even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess.
Oh, you weren't there when we had to deal with the Blade Princess.
Well, we didn't have to start over.
No, excuse me, her title was the Razor Princess.
We killed ourselves.
And why, pray tell, did you do that?
Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us.
That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending.
The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void. And then you told us we were happy.
Well, were you happy?
No.
Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful.
It was boring.
It was bullshit.
So you killed yourself? Yes. And then she killed us.
Even though she was already dead. This is all fake.
Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real. Whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish. Why should we help you? So you can just lock us away forever again? No, I don't think so. Tell you what, I won't do that. I promise.
Oh, how do I know you won't do it?
Oh yeah, sure. That changes everything.
I mean, he did promise.
And you believed him?
All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her.
Now wouldn't that be something?
It would. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Thankfully, you all aren't the ones actually making the decisions.
Oh, thank you.
You have to slay her. You have to save the world. Nothing matters more than this.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Don't play by his rules. Everything is rigged. Everything is changing to whatever's convenient for him. Even the woods are changing.
This place looks old. Oh, wait. What if there's a spider princess?
That's all the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is strong. The world has already started to... Her influence? I really shouldn't have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Oh, there's different options now. Are you the same narrator we met on the other loops? You were quick to accept that we've been here before.
If I had to make a wager, I'd say...
Cheese.
Yes or no. That's a hedge, not a wager. I haven't met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities, in which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything.
in effect making them all separate. So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different. I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us.
I wonder if there's... Technically, we can't kill the narrator because he exists on a different plane. He's technically a talking raven.
They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
Okay, we've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through this loop forever, eventually we're going to let her out. We might as well do it now. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? That's the other option. There's something else we haven't tried. You know, let's turn around.
Begging you, don't do this. You're going to damn everything to oblivion. You have to do something. You can't just walk away. Yet here we are, walking away despite your protestations. You can only bend the rules so much, huh? You can talk all you want, but you can't really do much of anything, can you?
Oh boy.
Fine. You walk down the path away from the cabin. For all our sakes, that you change your mind before it's too late.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
Uh-oh.
What's going on? Where are we? I don't know. But it feels like home.
That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
Oh no, but I didn't get to see what was here. The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again, and memory returns. There's a distant rumbling of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as some other comes close. Yeah, let's save this. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. What? Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You're no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Forces pushing against your will. No. You cannot go back, not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. You must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. What?
You're on a path in the woods.
Nah.
At the end of that path is a cabin. Okay. It's before you two and the princess drift. Her tongue. At a moment, it's like,
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job?
You swing it. She.
Where?
She hit behind you. You swing. I'm afraid you're on a path.
Okay, I actually want to know where this
Here we
goes.
go again. The deck's stacked is. Come on. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be, seeing how many ways they can screw. Wouldn't that get not of there? Okay, so nobody here. Well, we killed ourselves and what? Because that doesn't sound. Well, it's what I'm in all don't that hurt.
Alright, what happens if we don't go to the cat? No, let's just go.
You continue down the path towards them. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. It sounds like somebody's about to crack.
Are you trying to use reverse psychology on me, or have you just given up?
There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense into you, the more single-minded they get about letting her out. So yes, I'm done trying to argue. Would you look at that? We won. Take it however you will. The interior of the castle is dark and dark, a single narrow hallway stretching far into the distance. Curtains billow out from tall windows on either side, obscuring the path forward, fluttering helplessly as opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward. The only furniture of note is... that's strange. What's strange? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Yeah, there's no blade here. What's going on?
Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Okay, let's pretend there's a mirror at the end of the hallway, and that right now we can't see behind it. What's there? What's behind it? A door?
If you're asking what's at the end of the hallway, it's the way to the basement. The way to the basement. Don't you mean door? No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door, it's just an opening. What are the odds she's waiting for us right behind it? If I were running a bullshit factory, it's what I'd do. Let me assure you there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess. The princess is in the basement. You can't see the mirror. The knife is gone, defying his expectations. Who the hell is calling the shots here? Nobody is calling the shots. That's how reality works.
All right, let's just go towards it.
Way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. We've always been watched.
I can't see.
You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others. I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. Here we go. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening.
What? We didn't even get to touch it this time.
Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
What do you look like this time?
Shit. Where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she,
Huh?
princess,
It...
constricts your bones.
Oh!
Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess.
Oh my
Her hand
gosh.
grips your leg in a steel vice, her
Ooh.
groin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here.
How are you gonna do that? You just broke my ankle.
And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless.
I say we let her do it. It's something different.
No.
Do we even have a choice? You always have a choice. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade?
I could use my long, pointy
Well,
fingernails.
unless you have any specific ideas. I think my vote's the only one that counts.
Okay, let's see. That's fine. I actually came here to free you. Do you need to take my body? Can't I just open the door? When possessing me... Look, we're even now. I killed you, and then you killed me. Water under the bridge, right? Struggle.
You violently struggle against the princess, but all you manage to do is grind the fragments of your splintered ankle together. You can't shake free from her now.
It's so easy to make me squirm. But I won't be crueler than I have to be. I don't even want to cause any more damage. It'll be hard enough for me to walk out of here on that broken ankle.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding.
So she possessed like her old body, didn't she? But that one was like completely skeletonized.
Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess.
No, I actually wanted to kill her every single time.
Not like this. You don't even have a weapon. So I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up. Are you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she tears open the membrane of your soul.
How did she do that? What?
You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing.
She tore off.
Feel wrong.
She tore off part of my foot.
It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere.
Huh?
Let's throw ourselves into the abyss.
Where is this abyss?
Still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
It's not that bad. The pain feels good. Because I know you feel it too.
Throw your body in the abyss.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss.
I won't let you do that.
Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing. It's just a step away.
Even if you throw yourself into the abyss, you still lose.
Yeah, well, I'm taking you with me.
You throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole.
Why do you hate me?
Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall.
I mean, you like tore off part of my. You broke my ankle and tore off part of my foot. So, yeah.
What an end. But at least it's ours. An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now? I want to know what he thinks happens now. Oh? And why is that? He's gone. But
Terminal velocity ceases, and you feel something, a mass, a growth torn out of you. And you and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What's happening?
Alright, time to ask questions. Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks.
I'm aware. And if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Okay, let's ask him all the questions we didn't ask. You know what? Destroy the mirror. Screw ask. No, I'm joking. I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
Okay. I have so many questions.
Then ask them, and make it quick. I won't last for long now that you can see me.
Does it hurt when a piece of you breaks off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Have I asked this? Are you one of... You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Okay, I was made to do this single task. Who made me? What am I?
You're the non-quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Okay, so you made me. But what are you? I don't want to be a god, I want to be me.
You are you. And if you would let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will.
Okay. If you're not me, then what are you?
I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
So you're... what? So the original person who made me doesn't exist anymore? Let's see. Will it help if I look like you stop asking questions?
You've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Are you a god? Or were you a god?
No. In life, I was painfully mortal. A witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something, so I made you. And I made her. And I made this place to hold you both.
Rest easy, I'm gonna kill her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just...
Yep. Let's do it.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. The force between choosing your detaching itself from reality.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. It sure is fascinating. I don't want the world to come to pass. You didn't give me much of a choice.
And yet still you chose. To be capable of change is to be capable of choice.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown. And through that, you feared nothing.
Oh, I was plenty afraid. That wasn't a rejection of fear. You wanted to make the world suffer. Stop the fight and serve. No, I won't. I'm not afraid anymore.
Then you are one step closer to being free of your bindings. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go?
What? I didn't meet this one.
Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
I won't. I have no desire to hide, but the truth can be made better. If destroying you is what that takes, so be it.
I am so deeply woven into the threads of this reality that I cannot imagine it without me. Perhaps there is a better world to build, but you cannot know until you see it. Are you so sure in your blind optimism that you would shatter all of creation? To question everything is to deny proof of the reality that lies in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you did not live alone. You found me, and we held trust in each other for no reason than to believe in something that wasn't us. Cold skepticism turned to liberation, but it required a journey to blossom. Though you have blossomed, do you have no more journeys left to make? What of those in the spaces beyond? Would you erase the path ahead to hold everyone still?
Oh, I want to know more. I'll find every single princess. What does the path matter if it always ends?
The path only ends when it becomes a new beginning. To see those seams as finality is to pass over them with closed eyes.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
No, ma'am, I'm on a mission. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Yep.
Even now you think you can destroy me. If it takes all of eternity to break your delusion, I will still break it.
No, Slayer.
This is really it then. Let's see this through.
So, you've made a choice for all of us. Even through everything. Through all the worlds we've seen and experienced. Through all the lives we've known and lost. We could never imagine a world without you and us. It doesn't feel possible. Despite it all, we've always loved you. We hope you don't regret what comes next.
Well, then, even if I do, I'll see the rest of it through. You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholy weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Whatever actions brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? Doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
That's
Okay.
right. We've got a whole world to see.
I don't think there's anything left. You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. Then you leave the cabin
It's
itself.
quiet here.
Yeah, there's not a lot for us to do, is there?
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas, but there is even more to see beyond this place, the fruits of your labor, a world free from death. If nothing can die, won't that set the world into, like, chaos? The body of an ancient creature stirs itself, stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled, bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides. In infinite angles, you push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
Come on, man. It shouldn't be that hard to break out of here. We're some sort of god, aren't we?
I mean, if everything is me, and me is everything, I don't... Wouldn't that be a cage in itself?
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then, the shattering. You are free. And before you lies the endless expanse of reality. Expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality. One forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
You should never make assumptions about things you don't know. Like whether or not the voices in your head will be gone for good. Torturer. And to think I thought we could rely on you. Can't even trust ourselves.
Is that the sun?
Slaying our beloved and threatening us with damnation. There's no good ending for you. You all need to lighten up. Telling us we were going to die was funny. I'm not sure they agree with you. Voices get around.
The end. Because there have been a lot of theories that the Earth was born from the body of a dead star. If you wanna weigh out creationism.
You go into this
Hesitated.
Slay the princess.
You charge the princess.
Oh,
blade
heck.
trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do?
Nope.
Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
Okay, I'm actually curious. How much progress have I made? Okay, so I have 28. I've unlocked 28 achievements, so I'm almost halfway there.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your mind.
Ugh.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, a new one, the tower.
Now I can. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
This is more than just deja vu. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened. I mean, it did.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
No, it didn't. We've met across many worlds, across many planes of reality.
Two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died? Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her?
Oh,
What are we
thank you.
supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
I'm not doing that. I want to fight while I'm still here, you know.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you. She will. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
I mean, that could also be interpreted as being a pessimist, but I mean, my gosh.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. It's not this harder than it has to be.
So if the princess and me are two halves of the same coin, then... And this whole place is me. Why is any of this happening?
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
I feel like the whole part of the plot's like going completely over my head, and I need to like watch a theory video. But I want to meet all the princesses first.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar.
Why? It's on the top of a ladder on a pedestal. If the place is me and the place is the prison, and I was made by somebody else who was a mortal being, and they made a god. Maybe he should have just let everything end. Everything ends always.
Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
What? How we become small?
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Ooh.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase, its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. Still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Okay.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Witness me.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Yep.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming
Making my way
exhausting
downtown.
effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to
Hello,
me.
ma'am.
I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
No. Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade
Gosh
slips
dang
from your
it.
grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor, but we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
That's not what happened. That's not the choice I made.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
I want to meet every single little piece of you, so I'm going to do it as many times as it takes.
Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here.
Well, she's like an unstoppable force. Let's see. You're supposed... No. You're supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
She's gonna make me speak the truth anywho.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
I don't have to do anything. What would you have me do? What have you... Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. That's true.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Let's see, I have questions for you before before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
She is tall, and I am small. I'm not going to help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself? Yeah.
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
She doesn't want to get her wrist all tattered.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
What?
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Huh?
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
You know, with you saying that, that means I don't have to do heck, and I could just leave you here.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
Heck
No
no.
objections here. Don't know
What?
what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
You don't know that. Oh my god, no. Oh no. Well, I guess I have no
Reach
choice.
forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Oh.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
No, I won't do it. No.
Don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End it.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand
No!
lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End.
Yes, give me the option. That choice was very, very vague. Slay that princess. Resist, I can't do. Slayer.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you.
but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
No.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
Well, I wish I could, but she seems to be taking control, and I don't like it.
It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that prop to the floor.
Ew.
A growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
No, I'm not giving up yet.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
Continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
Yeah, well, this would also be helpful if I didn't die before I made it.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room,
God
you fall to your
damn.
knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it.
Ew.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
No, I'm not. There's no way I'm doing that after all this. Nope.
No! Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your fear pushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as you're... We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for...
Hey, no, I'm not doing that. She somehow made me stab myself multiple times. I'm not doing that.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me.
You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can
Oh.
strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
What, I was just supposed to let you do whatever you wanted? Absolutely not.
Monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her
God
glassy
killer.
eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
I don't know about that, dude.
I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Fury. Oh.
In the woods. And at the end of the path, okay, what the hell is that?
What? The entire landscape is made out of flesh. What is going on here?
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. You'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. I've got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
Okay. Then describe to me what this place is.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
No, this isn't.
if your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath.
This is not a
It's all
forest.
about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
We've traversed into the realm of Geiger fleshy grossness, where everything is flesh. Even the cloud looks like a brain.
This is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods.
You're
If
darn
reality
tootin'.
seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
Nope.
That's not really an answer. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
You know what? I'm completely fine with that.
Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out. We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be. So stop whining.
Alright, you said yourself that you know more than you're letting on. If you, let's see. If I don't slay her, if I just stay here and do anything else, we hit a point of no return. Yeah, we might as well see this through. Let's go.
Good. We're all on the same page.
Why is the cabin the only thing that's not made out of flesh?
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Alright, what's the inside of this one look like?
The
Oh.
cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal. A pristine blade perched on its edge.
It's not mirror again, it's blocking the door this time.
Just to tell us where the door is. I don't know what to What are you trying to say? That's It went away.
Let's just take the blade, approach the mirror, touch the mirror.
It really is. Smash it. Smash it to pieces. Don't you want to know what we're seeing? Smash it. Do whatever you want.
Okay, broken. Oh, I haven't smashed it before. Let's do that. Broken. I think I'm gonna need you to grow a backbone. You can't just give up every time.
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. The high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Okay, what is this princess going to look like?
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
Got to stop thinking about her like
You
that.
shut your dang mouth, Broken.
Any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. We're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Well, if we couldn't end her now, we're gonna end her in pretty soon.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong
She's
person.
going to end the world last time. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been.
Excuse me. Ah, thank you.
It's why you're here. It's why your task is so important.
Yes.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay. Let's prepare ourselves.
The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
I have to say, this is cool. She looking cool as hell.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
This is almost like Cenobite looking, because I can see like part of the bone from her foot turns into a heel.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you. Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's
Dude,
the punishment I deserve.
I had to kick you out of my head. You were so not helping.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Only this time we'll make it out the other side.
Well,
Practically done most of the work for us.
as long as her weak point is like completely exposed. All right, I'm going to end you, bitch.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Horrifying squelch. You are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
What do you mean?
I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Can you fix my guts, please? Okay, thank you. Choose your word. You do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave and memory returns. Let's see. What are your thoughts on this vessel? Is that an option?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart.
No, let's kill her this time, since we let her escape.
This path is already worn by travel.
Oh.
It has been seen by one of my many eyes. You cannot walk it again.
Wait, what?
You're not gonna let me? You know what? Let's stay right here.
Are you serious? You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission. Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. A single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not. I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
She raises a hand to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you. Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken. No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
No.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone.
What?
And then it's there again.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Oh.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, Rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out!
No. What's happening to us?
I don't know what's
Let
happening.
me out!
This is all too much. I can't keep going. You can't keep going? Well, what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Will I? Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3? Oh no. That... The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the... Shit!
Where are we?
What was that?
What?
What are we doing?
What happened? This looks like the basement of where we were before.
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember. I think we were trying to save the world. You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you?
Yes.
I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out. No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything. No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
I don't even know anymore.
We're supposed to be unfeeling. How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free. Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us?
To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love.
Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
Nope, the chapters are overlapping. Something is not right.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
This is the first time I've been to this one. That's a good question. How many times have you all been here?
Many times. It feels like we've been here forever. But it also feels like we've barely been here at all. It doesn't matter. Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you. There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
Alright, I think they're all wrong, but that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it? Shut up! You were here. Every single time. You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order.
And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget. I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
Okay, what if we don't... I don't think there's a cabin to go to. The only way out is to do nothing. So, nothing I hope to. I feel so disjointed. I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it. You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
I can't not feel nothing.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
He's worse than her.
Proceed to the cabin. Let's see, stay where you are. You know what, I'll do this in another life. If I don't remember what I did, then it couldn't have been me that did it. I wish.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way.
Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment? Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares? They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers, and they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Maybe I have way too many voices in my head, and it's doing me no good.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
Let's stay right where we are.
Nothing. You can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
I can choose to do nothing if I want.
That's a new one. Huh. Do you think it'll work?
No. Nothing ever works.
Boo! You're the worst one. He's not the one who got us into this mess. At least I keep you breathing around her. See? That's why the sad one's the worst. The jumpy one tries. Who cares? All of you just yap about nothing. And that kind of attitude is why you're in the top half. Great. And that's why you're not the top. I want to see what nothing does for us. Right now, all of you aren't letting nothing happen.
Hopefully this stuffs all the rest of them someplace quiet. You need me, and you need to not have them. He'll get you killed by himself.
Oh, all of us have gotten all the rest of us killed at one point or another. That's hardly even a concern now. As the little voices bicker amongst themselves, you do your best to stay still in the woods. It is difficult, and the more time you spend waiting, the harder it will be to sharpen your focus when you need it.
What?
I wonder what we look like right now. Are we standing? Sitting? I like to think we have an air of dignity.
Sitting is the opposite of standing.
My point exactly.
Well, now I have no choice. Okay.
Slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it
There's
to the
nothing
place
there.
the cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill. No, this isn't right.
What?
There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin.
Like you're poofing a cabin into existence?
Ask him about the mirror.
I will. I'll ask him every single time.
He always says he never sees it. He always lies. And he always makes it gone. It's exhausting. We must be such a mess, but we never get the chance to fix ourselves. That thing is mocking us. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth. Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
And what's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are.
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
Well, I can't. Let's go.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin.
Are we in the long quiet again?
The cabin that
isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
You know what? Let's save. I'm curious as to what happens if I smash the mirror instead of cleaning it.
He's on the other side, and we have to... It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it. Just do something. It doesn't matter what. Exactly. I'm sure that whatever you settle on, it'll be the best possible decision you could have made.
Alright.
Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's another new one. How do you keep coming up with new things? I hope this works better than nothing did. Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions.
Oh?
That's why he gets to make them. And it already has worked.
Huh? Oh.
It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her. The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin.
This...
A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing.
Alright.
And isolated, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. Take it. It's the only way forward.
If I take it, will it open up the way down? Take the blade. You have to take the blade. I guess I do.
Reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep.
Well, you know what? Into the hole.
Deep in the bowels of the earth, you see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread. It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
Oh, I'm not a coward. I came back.
With every word she speaks, the princess in the pit blinks closer.
I was joking when I said that way back when. You know that, right?
Closer
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
and closer
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
and closer.
But forever is so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back.
Oh, you're right, because I can't make any other choices.
And what's left is for you to take me away. And let me out.
No.
It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A trinket that gets to stay with me all the
What?
time. Right by my side. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything.
No, I think I'll do without that.
Now don't pose. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand. What are we supposed to do? She took our weapon. This really was a lost cause, wasn't it? You sealed our fate when you refused to kill her.
Well, I'm pretty sure I am a burb person. And putting me in a cage,
Or be killed.
that's no way to live free.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Oh, there's no paralysis anymore. Is it because we've already given her what she wants?
Just take her hand and set her free. Oh, well. Alright, ma'am, where would you like to go?
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle, tender even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you. The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave and memory returns.
It's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. That mirror's back. What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away, just like her. Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here. Finally, we can smash it. You stop with the smashing.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
You step towards the mirror once more, and the secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain unresolved.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. It feels okay. The fears gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep.
I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys,
I got you, contrarian. I don't want to be here either. Okay, what do you think of this vessel?
This one is filled with sadness. A doll, abandoned to the company of her darkest impulses. She desires only companionship, but the only thing she knows is how to hurt. She will make for a tender heart.
Okay, so let's try taking... So I've been here before. So let's try taking the soft stairs to the right.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way. But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight.
It looks like teeth.
The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss.
It's too soft.
To save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness. The very struggle to continue forward, consuming your every thought.
Gosh dang it. You know, let's kill her this time. I didn't kill her before.
Bring the
Not this one.
And plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
I don't know, was I?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room.
You've made a enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Oh, hello, Goblin. And what type of ends did you get?
Barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and I'm not so... Don't waver. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same powerful ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
Hell yeah.
When your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back.
The way she looks like this, she looks like a werewolf.
You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Yeah. Give up? Yeah, get her.
Steel your resolve and to take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now.
Man,
So surprised.
I'm the one fighting for my life. You could have some faith in me.
Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a
Ugh.
flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons. And then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark,
Hmm.
and you die.
The witch. A new one. Another one.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Now, what's this one going to look like?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Okay, so we got a witch princess.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
Oh no, no.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
Is she gonna wear a hat?
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Math teachers and witches.
That's
Excuse
not fair.
me. Ugh.
How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Because we do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Yeah,
Don't
sure.
talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I'm getting the sense that you're not happy. You scared me, okay? When you started gnawing off your arm like that, it scared me, so I stabbed you. Things got out of hand.
Things did get out of hand, didn't they? But it's hard to let bygones be bygones when they led to murder. And you started it.
Don't worry, the blade isn't for you. Not for killing you. We've got to get you out of here. I don't... Hell no. I get the sense you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Let's try killing her again. I like to be straightforward with my intentions. I don't care for how you treated me last time. I think you might be in a danger to the world. I'm going to attack you now. That sounds like a terrible idea. Let's do it anyways.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness? Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
See? This is why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, the princess's chain falls from her wrist.
What?
She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes.
Pocket sand.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little woman after my own heart, really. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams. This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
The perfect way to blind somebody. You just pocket sand them. Easy peasy.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at... Great, she's distracted. Stab her in the back. In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched, just like me.
Yeah, we are a bird person. I just don't know what we look like entirely.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins.
Ooh.
Don't have to fight so dirty. Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise. Are we? At the bottom of the barrel. We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is? No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting.
Oh.
What a vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the book of honourable combat. Both you and the princess have broken 12 times over. That's nice and all, but are we winning?
I don't know.
Nobody's winning.
Ugh.
I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing. The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood.
In a fair fight, I would kill you, but then that's not much of a reason for me to fight fair now, is it?
Wait, What's going on?
Well, I mean, if they ain't fighting fair, then that means you shouldn't either.
We're establishing a newer, better pecking order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time.
Is the floor gonna fall out from under us?
I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening? Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Excuse me, what?
What?
You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. Slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
What?
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What about you? They'll just crush you as easily as they crush me. You know what? Let's go out fighting.
You attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle, the two of you lifted delicately off the ground, but the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Oh.
The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still, she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again, you wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Pressure is unbearable.
Oh.
You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Wild. How much more weirder could this get?
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
I've met some pretty interesting princesses. I was kind of expecting to like have like a very unhuman princess, one that had like a tail. I was kind of hoping for a dragon princess.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Well, you know, this is the first time I've been here. Like let's see, the first time I got like the weird pencil drawing and path was with the nightmare.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you talk. What happened? What did you do?
I killed the Thundercat princess.
Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed. And
And what should we have done? Let you draw things out with all that conniving? Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest. There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happens to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed. Yeah, now that you mention it, this isn't so bad.
And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
Because I wonder what happens, because, like, there's the cold princess, like the really mean, the mean beginner princess, and then there's the other princess who's kind of nice. I wonder what happens if I don't kill her at the last second.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see.
Can you tell me where I am?
Cabin ground you into paste.
Ma'am.
Now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This thing watching us, what is he?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
Don't believe you.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Let's see, I had enough of this. How do we stop him? Can I kill him? Okay, let's say I want to stop her. What do? I feel like I can't do much of anything. Why should anyone do anything right now? This is fine. I like being here. Why are you being nice to me? Don't you hate me? Don't we sort of hate each other? Okay, what if I try to kill the narrator?
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Well, you know what? I know what the narrator is. It's really confusing, but I know what he is. But what if I try to kill him? Will he just come back? Remember how it felt.
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the doubting and the hatred and the schemes. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
Spoken like, honestly, a real puppet master. Have we considered that maybe she's the one trying to trick us?
Oh, I know. She's been tricking us in every alternate reality.
I'm not.
But there's a feeling, isn't there? That petty feeling she mentioned, it is fuzzy, but it's there. Almost like she still hates us. It feels mutual.
Please, stop. If you pay attention to that feeling, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at it!
She's trying to turn you away from the truth. There's something she doesn't want you to see. I think you already know you have to look at it.
Okay, what is this thing I need to look at?
We're no strangers to effort. We can push this back down. Something might do us in eventually, but I'll be damned if that something is a thought.
Let's see, gaze of the hatred at your heart. Bury it now before it's too late. Let's look at it even more.
Please, don't make us remember how we were.
And just like that, you start to fall apart. She really does hate us, and we hate her. It hurts thinking about us as separate things, but we're separate. We can't hate ourselves. I love me. We never got to see the end of that fight, did we? We can't both be winners. One of us has to be the other, right? I don't want to remember what it felt like to be killed. It was so much nicer when it didn't feel like it mattered. And yet you keep remembering. You remember the loathing and animosity you've shared with the princess, the pain and the anger and the betrayal. And you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you're meant to be.
I don't think I'm mortal. I think I'm...
Maybe bygones can't be bygones. I don't know why I ever wanted to share a body with you, of all things. It's like my very soul reeks of yours. That was horrible. This is better, finally. I'll be able to hurt you like you deserve.
I wish I didn't have to.
Some division between soul can never truly be mended. A cavernous...
What?
A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole. And then you find yourself, blade in hand, exactly where you need to be. At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
Kill me then, if you hate me so much. Just get it over with.
This doesn't feel like a fight. This isn't what I wanted. Where's the victory in this?
Well, that's too bad. We're already here.
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill. Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Let's see. I never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing as each other. You know, let's do it.
You raise the blade, taking aim at her heart. And then you strike.
I'm sorry.
Alright, what question have I not asked yet? Who cares about dying? I've died plenty of times.
You haven't. You've flirted with dying. You've played pretend.
You know, let's destroy it this time. Later. You have heard enough.
And it's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment.
She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. I am the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always react when the echoes so.
Okay, what happens? I can choose to kill her if I want. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
What? You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings. Okay, I've read this one.
I love you.
Then come with me. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. What? You're free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe how absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Will always be. Though conflict in your nature, the two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings.